Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Julia here with a very lovely face. How are you today? All right, so in today's video, I'm just going to talk about how to prepare for PTE on your own. Remember in the last videos I did explain what PTE is. In case you're new to my channel or you want to write a PTE, I did say PTE is Pearson Test of English. And somebody did ask, or some people did ask a question, how do you prepare for PTE on your own? Especially when you can't afford a tutor or you want to just check it out, try it out on your own and know how you can go or how far you can go. So this video is for you and it's how to prepare for PTE on your own. As always, I got it written out here. So you can actually grab a book and a pen and just nibble down some of the points I have here. They will actually be of help to you, okay? Let's get started. Now, the first time I ever did PTE, first of all, when the migration agent that was to process my visa coming to Australia told me to do the PTE, I said I don't know about the PTE. I only knew about the IELTS because I was writing IELTS and I wasn't getting 8.0 somehow in some of the sessions. So he said, oh, I think you should try PTE because PTE is easier. It will be easier for you to get 8.0. So I said, okay. And I did go for the PTE. Yeah, I had to look for a tutor on Facebook. Remember, I was living in my home country, Nigeria then. They didn't really have good PTE tutors in the city where I was living. So I had to get a tutor on Facebook. And yeah, she put me through. But all these templates and all this, and she didn't share with me. I think she was new to the whole system and all that. Well, yeah, I was able to pass. So today I want to share how you can prepare for PTE on your own if you can't afford a tutor. Because that was in 2018. I was able to pay $100 or $150. I was earning in Naira, yet I was meant to pay in dollars because of how I needed to pass. And yeah, it went well. So if you're here and you're struggling with not having enough money, which is okay because of the economy of the world right now, I mean, you can actually do the PTE, practice PTE on your own and you would pass. I mean, I've had some people that practice PTE on their own and they pass. There might not be so many, okay, because PTE is a bit tricky. You will need a tutor to guide you on what to do. Well, let's get started already in this video. I just don't want you to get scared. Yeah, of course, you can practice it on your own. Now, I'm going to share about 4 tips that you need to understand, about 4 tips you need to put in practice, about 4 things you can do to help you practice PTE on your own so you get that score that you need. Let's get to that. Number 1, make sure you get your notepad and take it down. What I said here is, what score do you need? You're not just entering to write the PTE. Are you using it for your nursing registration? Are you using it for your point test skilled migration? Do you need 10 points? Do you have age on your side and it's only 10 points that you need to add, you need to get, or do you need 20 points? Whatever point you're looking for, make sure you know the score that you need. Sometimes when people contact me, the first thing I say is, what score do you need? Because the score you need will determine the effort you would put. Yeah, because if you need to get 20, I say to them, they will need to do a lot of work. There's no magic about it. It's an exam. It's not a stroll in the park. And some people will say, what is the guarantee that after you teach me, I'm going to pass? And I'm like, see, I will guarantee you that I'll give you my best. I'll teach you all you need to know, but you still need to go back and know what to do before I deviate. What score do you need? Do you need 50? Because there is 50, there is 65, and there is 79 to 90. The person that gets 79 is the same thing with the person that gets 90, okay? So you don't have to say, oh, I got 79, person got 90. What's the difference? It's the same. It's either 8 or 9. So if it's 8, Australian migration will still take it. It's still going to be 20 points. If it is 90, it's still equivalent to 9, equivalent to 20 points for this point test skill migration point here in Australia. Okay, so first of all, what score do you need? Do you need 50? Do you need to get 48, then total of 50? For whatever you want to use it for? Or do you need to get 65 or even 66 across the 4 modules? And remember, when you also say, oh Juliet, I need to get 7.0 of IELTS equivalent, what is it in the PTE? I'm going to be putting the point test again. I put it in one of the videos I just did recently. I'll put it here again. Yeah, so you can see here that if you're looking for 50, is equivalent of IELTS 6. If you're looking for 65, is equivalent of IELTS 7. So when you say, what is the IELTS equivalent of 7? It's about 65 in the PTE. Also, if you're looking for 79 to 90, it's equivalent to IELTS 8 or 9. So these are the things you need to know. Ask your migration agent, or since you're doing it on your own, you can decide to go up on the Pearson website and have a look. Okay, what score do you need? This will determine what you're going to do, how you're going to prepare. So make sure you prepare extensively when you know the score that you need. If you do not know the score that you need, then how are you going to prepare? Okay, you need to know the score that you need, because that's going to help you to prepare. So know the score that you need. Make sure you know it, and make sure you don't get confused about it. That's why I put this point score thing here, so you know the equivalent, you don't get confused. Sometimes people contact me and they are a bit confused. You don't have to be confused, especially when you know what you need. Now, point number 2 is what task can give you that score. Remember that the IELTS has a total of 20 different tasks. There are 4 sessions or 4 modules with 20 different tasks. I didn't say just 20 tasks, 20 different tasks. That means that there are 20 tasks, but some of those 20 tasks, or eventually all, would have sub questions underneath them. But the thing is, if you get one task, one of those tasks will have the same pattern or the same approach to the sub questions underneath it. So there are 20 different tasks. Like I'm going to put it here. You have from the speaking, you have 5 tasks in the speaking. For the writing, you have 2 tasks, and here for the reading, you have 5 tasks or 5 sub questions, and then for the listening, you have 8 tasks. Listening has the highest number of tasks. So what are those tasks? Some of those tasks are most important. Some of them are important, and some of them are just okay. Okay. So what are the tasks you need? Are you looking for 65? What tasks do you need to give you 65? It's not all the tasks. Like tasks like multiple choice questions will not really get you so much. Even if you close your eyes and choose the option and go on, I mean, you would still get a good score. So what are the tasks that can give you that score? Do you know that the PTE is interrelated? I keep saying this in almost all my video, because that is the highest, that's the highlight of PTE for me. That's one of the reasons why I love the PTE. That means, I'm going to explain it again. That means that the speaking module can help you pass the reading and the listening. So what tasks do you need in the speaking module that can help you pass the reading and the listening? The first task in the speaking module, which is the read aloud, would help you pass this PTE speaking and the PTE reading. It's impacting your reading score so much, right? 25 to 35 points. So it's not just 2 marks. And so that's why I like the PTE. So point number 3 here will be understand the exam. I think I talk about this a lot. You need to understand how the PTE works. Now, there's this 3-second rule in the PTE. Wait, do you really want to write this exam? Do you really want to practice for this exam on your own? Then these are things you need to know. I hope you're taking down notes, okay? Now, if you're not subscribed to my YouTube channel, please subscribe. Give this video a thumbs up. Please, it will help it get to more people that are viewing it. All right, so understand the exam. If you understand the exam, it makes the work a little easier. Do you know there's a 3-second rule before I got deviated? Do you know there's a 3-second rule that say that, especially for the speaking, if you're supposed to speak once the beep goes, let's say for instance, the read aloud, which is the first task, and then after preparation, they're supposed to be, they give you 35 seconds to prepare. That is to read it to yourself. And after preparing, there's a beep. Now, once that beep goes, you're supposed to give yourself like 1 second then before you start to speak. But if you wait for like more than 3 seconds, the PTE microphone closes up like this. It means that no matter what you say after that microphone closes up, your voice can't be recorded. So how can you pass the speaking if your voice is not recorded? So these are things you need to know. Also understand that once you finish reading, click on the next button to take you to the next task. As long as you finish, click on the next button to take you to the next task. And do you know that in the PTE reading, you have to manage your time? That in the PTE reading, they don't give you 20 minutes or 20 minutes to do a particular task, or 10 seconds or 50 seconds to do a particular task. They just give you like, I think 29 to 31 minutes to finish up the 5 tasks in the reading. Do you know that? So these are things you need to know, and you have to manage your time. There, you don't have to spend time on the multiple choice questions. There are tasks like reading and writing, fill in the blank, read other paragraphs, reading, fill in the blanks. Those are the tasks where you need to spend time on. That doesn't mean that you should spend 20 minutes doing reading and writing, fill in the blanks. So if you're going to practice this task, you should make sure you practice with time and tell yourself, oh, I'm not going to spend more than 2 minutes here. I'm not going to spend more than 3 minutes on this particular task, because you have about 5 to 6 of the reading and writing, fill in the blanks on your test day. Please understand the exam. Understand that time management is important. Understand that you have to manage time also in the listening session, because that task right from dictation, which is one of the most important tasks in the exam, is the last task in the PTE listening. That means that if you do not manage your time appropriately from the beginning of the PTE listening, you won't get to that task. Or if you get there, your time will not be enough. So these are things you need to know. So understand the exam. That's the point I raised. Now, point number 4, I said practice. Practice. You cannot over practice. You cannot say, I have practiced 10, I'm okay. No, you have to have a good practice, a timetable how you practice. Tell yourself that, okay, now that I know the score that I need, now that I know the tasks that can give me that score, this is the way I'm going to practice. Day 1, maybe you have only 7 days to practice, or you have 14 days. Day 1, I'm going to do speaking module. I'm going to understand it. I'm going to finish it. I'm going to see how the task goes. Day 2, I'm going to now finish up very well, then enter the writing module. I'm going to write some essays. I'm going to see if my punctuation are working. I'm going to see if I'm getting essay structure. I'm going to go to day 3. I'm going to try the reading. I'm going to see how I can manage to understand grammar. I'm going to see how I can fill in those blanks and know what to do. Don't practice 2 or 3. Practice heaps and heaps and heaps. I know sometimes people say it's not just practicing, it's knowing what you're practicing. But sometimes you can just start to practice and then you crack it. I don't know, I can't stop telling this story. The first day I was taught reorder paragraph, the teacher didn't know how to pass the information so well. She said, that's how it's done. You go and try it out. Oh, so yours truly sat down. There were about 300 questions of the reorder paragraph. After the class, I sat down. I wasn't getting it. I kept flunking them. She didn't know that they were marked in pairs. She didn't know that they were not that relevant. Or if I get pairs, I can even pass, But guess what? While I kept practicing it, at some point, I cracked the code. I could do the reorder paragraph. And that was how I started passing the reorder paragraph. Okay, so practice is important. When somebody say it's not just practicing, it's knowing what you're practicing. Yeah, but just start first. You might be able to unlock the code like how I did in the reorder paragraph. So practice. You don't practice 1, you don't practice 5 read aloud and that's it for the exam. Somebody said I only practiced 2. Somebody said I didn't even practice any essay at all. Please try to practice the essay. Just try out your hands or 2, 3 essays before you get into the exam. You know what? It just makes it easy for you to flow, like typing, knowing what ideas will just keep flowing for you to know what to write. You're not kind of estranged to the whole thing. So these are tips I need to let you know how, so that you can prepare on your own. These are relevant things. I'm not just giving you these tips because I just want to talk. No, I'm sharing these tips with you because these are things you need to consider if you want to write the PTE on your own. I hope this video helps you. Now, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. You can find me on Instagram. You can find me on Facebook in English_prep class and English prep class, respectively. And I will see you in my next video. Bye.